Yo, what's up, guys? So this morning I watched this YouTube video, and it was basically saying it was comparing two covered called high income ETFs. One is QYLD, and the other is JP Morgan's income fund, JEPI. And these two funds, in my opinion, are great. And it was at the end of the video, it was basically talking about how although these funds are great, if you have a long time horizon still investing wise, they're not the greatest. They're not the greatest direction you should go investing wise. And at the end of the video, I was thinking, well, actually, I kind of disagree. I super disagree that they're bad investments or they're subpar investments. For me, investing always comes down to did you or did you not invest? And that's what decides if something is a good investment or not. And at the end of the day, most people, they live like consumers. They live off their money. And for me, it's all about how do you save as much money as possible to then invest. Sorry, you want to live as as frugal as possible. How much money can you save? What's your savings rate? So you can invest that savings. And my kids and I, we they earn here. Hold on. Every week they do chores and they save. You can see coins and dollar bills. They save a little bit of money. And one of the things as a father, I'm teaching my children. This is Sage's. She's 4 years old, and each of my kids, we kind of go through this weekly routine where they earn occasional money from odd jobs, and then we write down four numbers. We write down 40%, 40%, 10%, 10%. And every single week, I don't answer the question for them, but I ask them, what are these points? What's the first 40%? And the first 40% is investing. The next 40% is considered fun because these are kids. They need money for fun. As an adult, that's what I live on, 40%. 10% is savings because there's a difference between investing and saving, and which is why I don't really like the term savings rate. And then the last 10%, I believe is a charitable giving, and it goes to God or goes to a humanitarian effort or what have you. And that's how I break up 40%, 40%, 10%, 10%. And, if you were to just make that decision, even as a child through adulthood, every dollar that comes in that you receive, 40% goes to investing, 10% goes to saving. And you're constantly building up your savings, and you might build it up until, say, 6 months of living expenses, or a year's worth of living, or maybe you don't have a cap on it. But 40% going to investing is really, at the end of the day, more important than saying, well, is this fund better than this fund? Or is real estate better than the stock market? Like, all of that is moot and unimportant unless, the real question is, did you actually invest? And most Americans, they see the car, they see the big house, they see whatever can drain your money as a consumer, the next iPhone or video game console or whatever. And they'll spend things on that. They'll lose track of, and they'll frankly lose discipline. And if you just stick to an equation that fits for you, the one that I'm teaching my kids are 40, 40, 10, 10, then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the investment is, because investments generally grow. And the fact that you made the investment will make you feel really good, and that you're preparing for your future and your kids' future and your legacy's future. And so at the end of the day, that's what I encourage everyone to do, is figure out what your number is, figure out how to calculate something that makes sense for you. And even if it just starts at 10% investing, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you want to work longer, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to retire sooner and earlier, make the number 20%, make it 30%. or in my kid's case, 40%. And at the end of the day, you'll do well. And that really is the best investment advice, is to invest.